The Zephyrian fleet materialized above Earth's major cities at precisely 1430 GMT, their obsidian vessels blotting out the sun like mechanical storm clouds. Admiral Kethvar stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion's edge. His forearms crossed in satisfaction as he gazed down at the blue marble below. 47 worlds had fallen before the might of the Zephyrian hegemony, and Earth would be the 48th. Open communications to all planetary frequencies, Kethvar commanded, his voice a low rumble that resonated through his chitinous throat. The bridge crew, a collection of the galaxy's most feared warriors, moved with practiced efficiency. The transmission began, broadcast simultaneously in every human language their computers had decoded from intercepted signals. Kethvar's imposing figure filled screens across the globe. 8 feet tall, armored in biomechanical plating, with eyes that glowed like molten amber. "Inhabitants of the third planet," he began, each word dripping with authority. "I am Admiral Kethvar of the Zephyrian hegemony. Your world has been selected for incorporation into our empire. You have witnessed our fleet. You understand our power. Surrender now, and your species will be granted the privilege of serving the hegemony. Resist and face extinction." He paused, savoring the moment. "You have one of your hours to respond. Choose wisely." The transmission ended. Kethvar settled back into his command throne, confident in the outcome. No species had ever taken longer than 30 minutes to capitulate once they saw the fleet. Most surrendered immediately, but as the minutes ticked by, something unprecedented happened. Nothing. No panicked transmissions. No desperate pleas for mercy. No formal surrender documents flooding their communication arrays. The planet below continued its rotation as if nothing had changed. "Sir," Lieutenant Vexthol approached cautiously, "we're receiving unusual signals from the surface." "Unusual how?" Kethvar's eyes narrowed. "They appear to be entertainment broadcasts. Comedy shows, music, sporting events. They're continuing their regular programming." Kethvar's mandibles clicked in confusion. "Show me." The main screen flickered to life, displaying a montage of Earth's broadcasts. In New York, a late-night talk show host was making jokes about the aliens' appearance. In London, a football match continued with spectators occasionally glancing up at the ships before returning to their game. In Tokyo, a cooking show demonstrated how to make ramen while the host occasionally waved cheerfully at the camera. But what disturbed Kethvar most were the faces. Every human they observed wore the same expression, a calm, knowing smile. Not the terrified grimaces of a conquered people, not the desperate bravado of those about to die, just smiles. "Perhaps they don't understand the gravity of their situation," suggested Commander Ziloth. "Should we demonstrate our power? Select an uninhabited area," Kethvar ordered. "Crater something impressive." A beam of pure energy lanced down from the fleet, vaporizing a mountain peak in the Himalayas. The display of force was broadcast globally. Kethvar watched the human news reports, expecting panic, chaos, surrender. Instead, a reporter standing near the smoking crater smiled into the camera. "As you can see, our visitors have impressive technology. We've cordoned off the area, and geologists are already on site to study this fascinating new crater. Now over to Sarah with sports." Kethvar's 4 hands clenched into fists. "What kind of species is this?" The hour deadline passed. Then another. Still nothing but smiles and silence from the humans. "Sir," Vexthol reported, his voice trembling. "Long-range sensors are detecting something troubling." "What now?" "Ships, sir. Thousands of them. Approaching from all vectors of the solar system." The main display updated, showing dots of light emerging from behind planets, moons, and asteroids. As they drew closer, Kethvar's blood ran cold. These weren't primitive human vessels. These were ships of the Galactic Confederacy, the one power in the galaxy that even the hegemony avoided. "How is this possible?" Kethvar whispered. A new transmission crackled to life. This time it came from Earth. A middle-aged human woman appeared on screen, sitting behind a simple wooden desk. She wore a business suit and that same unnerving smile. "Admiral Kethvar," she began, her voice warm and pleasant. "I'm Secretary General Martinez of the United Earth Coalition. Thank you for waiting so patiently for our response." Kethvar leaned forward. Finally, the surrender he expected. "I'm afraid I have some news that might come as a surprise," Martinez continued. "Earth has been a member of the Galactic Confederacy for the past 30 years. We've been under their protection this entire time." The Admiral's mouth fell open. The Confederacy was quite curious about your intentions here, Martinez went on, still smiling. They've been monitoring your fleet since you entered our system. Those ships surrounding you? Well, I'm sure you recognize the design. Kethvar looked around frantically. The Confederate vessels had formed a perfect sphere around his fleet, their weapon systems clearly targeting every hegemony ship. Now, Martinez said, folding her hands, the Confederacy has a message for you. You have 10 minutes to leave our solar system. Any hostile action will be met with overwhelming force. For the first time in his military career, Admiral Kethvar felt genuine fear. How? He managed to croak. Martinez's smile widened. 31 years ago, a damaged Confederate exploration vessel crashed in our Pacific Ocean. Instead of capturing the crew or stealing their technology, we rescued them. We shared our food, our medicine, our hospitality. We asked for nothing in return except friendship. She paused, her expression growing almost maternal. The Confederacy had never encountered a species that showed such kindness to strangers. They were impressed. They offered us membership, protection, and gradual introduction to galactic society. But your technology level? Oh, we've learned quite a lot over the years. We just prefer to keep things simple on the surface. Less fuss, more time for the important things. Like making our guests feel welcome. Kethvar stared at the screen, finally understanding. The smiles hadn't been ignorance or madness. They had been confidence. The humans had known all along that they were safe. 5 minutes, Admiral, Martinez added gently. The Zephyrian fleet departed the Sol system in record time, leaving behind a planet of humans who waved goodbye with the same serene smiles they had worn throughout the encounter. Later, in his personal log, Admiral Kethvar would write, Note to Hegemony Command. Earth is to be avoided indefinitely. These humans are far more dangerous than they appear. They have weaponized kindness itself. On Earth, Secretary General Martinez turned off the camera and walked to her window. The Confederate ships were already fading back into the void, returning to their patient vigil among the stars. She smiled one more time, this one genuine and private, before returning to the truly important business of the day. After all, her granddaughter's birthday party wasn't going to plan itself.